Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is just going to be a chatty crochet with me. I am working on okay, let me zoom down a little bit. I guess not zoom, but like tilt the camera down. I'm working on a custom order. I'm doing an otter. The otter is supposed to be wearing a Santa hat, and then there's a calico cat. And I think I have to scroll through the message because the cat might have a thing to it too. But right now I am doing the otter. I've started, but I'm not far. This is like the head form. Um, and this is a Sweet Softies pattern since I like always forget to say. I've never made this pattern before, but I'm like super stoked because it's really cute. So yes, that's what I'm doing. And you might have noticed the like change in scenery behind me. I've been like working on redecorating my like little corner of my living room. So I'll show that stuff in like a couple of minutes. But how's everybody doing? I'm doing good. I started my market season. At this point, you've probably seen my like how I did at my market videos. There was 2 markets in one weekend, so there's 2 videos. So I will link them below and like pop them up in the cards. So that was good. I pretty much took, I mean, not all the profit from that, but a good chunk of the profit from that and put it back into buying some yarn, expanding my yarn shelf, and like buying my little decorations for up there. Some of it I already had, but some of it I did not. Um, just because like I wanted to do something fun. I felt like, so I did. And then now I'm finally getting to the end of like a run on back to back to back to back custom orders. So this is the last one I have, and I just mailed out 2 today. Um, they weren't supposed to obviously be mailed out back to back. Um, I had been working on one, which I'll like pop a picture up of a um, what was it? A fox based on the scroll's drawing. So I was working on that one and I ran out of yarn for it, and it was like Saturday evening. So by the time I was going to be like getting to the yarn store, like they were going to be closed. So I just obviously like didn't want to do nothing and switch gears and then worked on the order that was after that one in the line. And that one was this smaller order instead of being like a big custom plush as they usually are. That one was just for ghosts. So I like made the ghosts Saturday night into Sunday, and I was like already on a roll with them. So I just ended up finishing them, and then went and finished the wolf pattern, or not the wolf, the fox pattern. I only had like arms and a tail left and part of assembly, so it didn't take too long. It went pretty quick. Well, let me see what I'm supposed to do with this. Okay, I feel like this is a semi unnecessarily complicated, but I'm getting it done. I mean, it's pretty simple when you think about it. You're just like more or less slip stitching on the ears, but like as we've seen with my like pattern drama, I prefer when my stuff is like all in one, if you will. Um, that's why I write my patterns like that. Speaking of my like little drama, I was making a joke the other day about how like now I feel like I've made it because I've had like a little bit of drama. I mean it was like a minor thing, but still. uh, okay. Gotta do the other side. And I think I'm supposed to like pull something through something, like hide the yarn tails. I don't really know what I'm doing. It's fine. Okay, yeah. I should not have stuffed the head yet. I do have to pull these yarn tails through and then tie them, but it'll be fine. We'll get it done. And then I will show you my little yarn wall. I think it came out good. Hopefully I did these ears even. This is why I like them written into the pattern. It just makes it easier. Okay. Okay, it's a little nubby, but it's pretty cute. Pretty cute. This yarn I'm using, by the way, still not sponsored, even though I've tried to pitch the idea to them. It's almost like they want somebody with more than like 1,000 whole followers, but you know, I've got like a nice 1,000 followers. They would be lucky to have us. But this yarn is Parfait Chunky in colors. This one is Teddy Bear, and this one is Mushroom. So the pattern used a different yarn, same like type of yarn, but like a different brand of yarn. They used a Hobie Honey Bunny in colors beige and brown. I've still not tried Hobie yarn. I have to do that, but I'm like just coming along on like the Parfait Chunky that like I don't know. I feel like I have like a nice thing going. They look pretty good, I think. Maybe they should be further apart. I didn't. Oh yeah, count 6 stitches to the left. I definitely didn't do mine 6 stitches to the left. Let me look at the picture, see if it's real bad comparatively. Oh yeah, those are pretty far apart. Darn. Okay, I'm gonna take them out. Don't judge me. I know I've like built a platform on like educating more or less, but like I tell you guys in every video, like I don't know what I'm doing. I think that's pretty clear by now, but I just try to share things based on experience. And my experience here tells me that my ears are in the wrong spots. And this is like a good clip because like a lot of times, like I'll cop to it. My finished products do look pretty good. Not too shabby if I do say so myself. But like I sew things on Cricut all the time. All the time. That's why I like patterns that don't have sewing. Because it's just one less thing to worry about. And the only way to like get around sewing things on Cricut is practice. And then if you find that you've sewed them on Cricut even after practicing, you just really take it out and try again. That's what we're doing. We're going further apart. Hopefully this is not too far apart, but we'll see. Oh, and if I didn't say, I don't think I said, I'm using a 5.5 millimeter hook. And it is a clover hook because I really like clover hooks. I've tried a lot of different kinds of hooks. And I crochet with kind of a tight tension. So I've also broken a lot of different crochet hooks. So I'm quite particular, I feel like. The thoughts, all the thoughts. Okay. Thank goodness. Now we'll get these guys tied off and then I show you and then I'll probably turn the camera off for a little while and get more done and then come back and show you. Just because the longer the clip, the like longer it takes to upload. So if you guys are not like in the doing cheap YouTube community like I am, I film on my phone, which is just like your average smartphone, and then I upload it to Google Drive, which is how I get it from my Android phone onto my Apple computer, because every other way that I've tried is an absolute freaking nightmare. but then it takes like 100 years for it to get into Google Drive. And then I've been using an editor, which has like 10 out of 10, saved a ton of time on my end. But after I get it in my Google Drive, I then have to try to organize it. Otherwise, it's just like a mess. And I give her messy stuff all the time, so I feel bad. But I have to like download it to my computer, kind of organize it, decide then and there if I'm like eliminating any parts, which sometimes I do, and then like drop it back into our shared Google Drive folder so she can like get in it, download it to her computer, do her thing, and then re-upload it back to our like shared Google Drive. And then getting things into YouTube is like time consuming too. It took like a full day to like get 4 videos scheduled out because I had them all uploading at the same time. So yeah, it's a lot. It's not smooth, but yeah. Okay. So, oh, I tucked my yarn tail in, I think. Where did it go? Oh my goodness, I did that. I literally tied my tails to like my working yarn tail, which isn't really my working yarn tail. It's my like assembling yarn tail. This is why I don't do like crochet and chat. Okay, I finally fixed my like technical difficulties. So like the ears are slip stitched on, so it tells you to like pull the tails through and tie it. And I did that, but I accidentally tied it to like my like tail from fastening off, so I had to fix that. Look at this little otter body. This is coming out smaller than I like would have thought, but it's like really cute. And it's gonna have arms and legs and a tail, obviously. And I've been putting on the like eyes after the fact and just gluing them in, which I really like, and I feel like they're pretty secure that way. Um, but I don't know, that might be controversial. So you guys like let me know what you think. I do know that when I'm at markets, because I was like burning on the backs, but I still use safety eyes. I like always tell people who are coming over like with kids, like if it's like a small child, like that's fine. But if it's like anybody like who looks less than 3 or they like reference that they're gonna give it to a baby, I like advise against it because of the safety eyes. Because it's just not safe. Uh so yeah. I feel like they're secure enough for like a small child with glue. Because like I don't know, if you guys have ever pulled like a safety eye that you didn't do like anything to, you just like popped the back on. They are like the total opposite of secure. I've been able to like, especially with the like plush yarn, I've been able to like pull them like clean through a stitch before. Um, which is kind of saying something because I crochet tight, but when you like crochet tight and you're making something small, you need a small eye, which has a small back, which comes out. That's why I started burning down the back post because it was like an added layer of security. And I think it works out. But I've been using glue, and I've been using glue because I was also using felt eyes, which I really like those. Um, I still don't love the customer service from like that pink tomato shop, but I've had that pink tomato shop listed in the description since I've bought from them of my like videos because they're so good. They're just really good. I need to learn how to make my like own felt eyes because A, that'd be cost effective, and B, then I can make some like really dope felt eyes and just like have my own. Um, and then one day maybe even sell them, but I'm sure getting started, I'm going to have to do that many a time before I make a quality product. Um, but they just seem so cool and they're so cute. And then I can make different sizes because I feel like, and maybe it's just how they're made, but the smaller ones that would be for something like this size are always like very basic. And I want like some glitter eyes in that small, but I haven't really been able to find any that are like that good yet. I'm still like on the lookout. I did order some from another crochet YouTuber. Saucy Puffin Crafts is her like channel, and she sells felt eyes. I do like hers, and they did arrive a lot quicker than the like other ladies who had like a little bit of an attitude with me over like questioning where my order was when I hadn't like heard anything in like 2 weeks, and it was like her ship by date. But to clarify, I didn't have an issue because they took a long time. I just had an issue because like I had heard nothing. So I'm like, do you still exist as a shop? Like, did you like know my order came in? I don't know if you're still active. Uh, because like obviously there are people that create Etsy's that like then go on to like abandon them, and I just don't know how that works with like Etsy system. So Zach is home, but yeah, I liked her eyes, and she had some cool styles, but I don't know, and I've not really taken them out of the bag yet. I don't know if I like them as much, but they did get here faster, so I do like that. But she was sold out of a lot of the ones I wanted to. Because she's just like a crocheter that makes her eyes also. So, yeah. Hopefully I'll finish this guy tonight, and then I'll have the cat tomorrow. Okay, so I wanted to give you guys a little update. I've basically finished the body. I obviously still have to add facial features, and then it is supposed to have like a Santa hat, so I gotta crochet the Santa hat. But this part of the custom order is basically finished. And I think I'm going to do felt eyes. And then we'll just see how that works. How that looks, anyway. So, to do the eyes, I guess I could do like a quick little how I apply my felt eye tutorial. I'll zoom you like all the way down. Okay, this will be pretty good. It'll be like upside down, but this is just where we're at. Okay, so I take my felt eye, I add a dot of glue. I pretty much add enough that like when I put it on, it'll like spread out to the edge so they're not peeling up at the edges. And then I just kind of line it up with where I want it, and then push it down to a fix. Now the glue is like obviously glue, but it does stay like wet and kind of pliable for like a second, so you can like get it on and kind of twist as needed. So that helps. So, and then they're like good and like affixed. Yeah. And then we're gonna add our little nose. I think I'm just gonna go right in here, but I didn't want to add it until I had the eyes on, just in case it needed to be like to the left or right a little bit. But I think that'll be good. And then when I use like this, I'll go like a little bit around the post, but I'll also go down the post. So as I'm sticking it in, I can like squeeze around, so it'll like mold not only to like the base of the like eye, or in this case a nose, but it'll also like affix to the post too. I hope that like makes sense. So there's like some glue around it. It was hard to get on both sides, so let me like put this glue run down a little bit for a second. Then I'm gonna go right in, then I can like do this little number here. We can get glue on like all the sides, and get that glue to stick to some yarn and some stuffing. And then let's get him on camera. Okay, now we're good. So that's how it looks. It's cute. I like it. Let me clean up here. Then I can get started on the hat. And then I have used, get like in the shot. I have also used glue now to like do belly patches. So this one's like crocheted on. But for things that aren't, I've had fox patterns where you make the like belly patch separate. I have stitched it on a little bit with yarn, but then I've also gone and like finished adhering with just, regular old hot glue. That's hot glue with like fabric glue as like the glue stick. I'm sure honestly at this point regular hot glue would work too, because it almost gives the vibe that it's like melting the yarn a little bit. Like when I've got glue on something and I've like scraped it off, it almost looks like it's melted. So just like try not to get it on the yarn unless you're trying to glue something to that spot. But yeah, it's definitely saved time instead of having to like crochet all the way around something to sew it on. And then I just made ghosts with a hat for an order. I filled the hat with stuffing and then went around the like inner brim of the hat and the right over the stuffing and then like right on the ghost head, and like I was able to like pick it up by the hat and like and have it not come off. So I doubt anybody is going to be that rough on their stuff, especially because I was like an adult ordering it for like decor. But yeah, it's worked out and it saved time. So I like it. Definitely a game changer. And I like how this little guy came out. He's so cute. He's a little bit mini because I used Parfait Chunky, as I said. Um, so obviously had I used Bernat, it'd have been like thicker, but he really did come out nice. He's a vibe. See it? I don't know. I'm gonna stick them right here, and I am going to get some red and white yarn and make them a little hat. So I guess I'll do that and like update you guys again. I know this is supposed to be like a crochet with me, but I don't have like a whole lot to say, I feel like, in these. So I guess I do have some stuff to say. I have recently discovered a new YouTuber who I like, not crochet related, so I'm sorry about that. But the channel's called Dela Vlogs, and I somehow ran across her just scrolling through like Facebook Reels or Instagram Reels, I think, and then learned that she had a Facebook. But she was talking about things that shocked her as like a new mom. And she mentioned that she was like not tired, even having like a newborn baby, which I was tired, but I related to her when she said that she like really enjoyed the overnight stuff because I did too. And I know like a lot of people like dread that part and don't love that. So like I went to the comments to like see, and then there was people crapping on her because she adopted her baby. So they're like, you're obviously like more energetic because you didn't actually give birth. Which I mean could be valid, but also that's kind of a shitty thing to say. But I don't know, I was just intrigued by this lady and I liked her vibe. So I went to her channel, and I will say that some of her like vlogs and whatnot are like super depressing, like 5 years of like IVF, um, and like fertility issues. But uh, obviously she gets a happy ending because they like adopt a baby, and like it was a channel you'll laugh, you'll cry, good stuff. 10 out of 10 recommend if you want to like get into your feels a little bit. Um, yeah, so that's what I have to say. Watch that channel. Yep. Oh, and I learned that she's like uh, a freaking millionaire because in of a company that she started when she was 14. And coincidentally, weird full circle moment, I used to have some of her products. She invented the concept of the living locket, the company Origami Owl. So they're like a clear locket, but you can put charms in it. So I had one of those as like a wee little child, and they were really cool. And that's her company. So she's got a lot of money. But yeah, cool stuff. And I'm gonna do my hat, and I'll show you. I finished the otter, Christmas otter. I kind of freehanded the hat and then I glued it down. My new favorite thing is hot glue with crochet because the eyes are hot glued, the nose is hot glued, the hat's hot glued, and it's like on there. And it goes a lot faster than sewing, in my opinion. And it stands up pretty well. I've like tested, you can like literally like with the glued on hats because I glued the hat on that, and then the ghosts that I made, I glued on their hats too.